as I mentioned at the start of the show, catching up with Peter Freebairn, who has a brand new album out called Silhouettes and Cigarettes. Peter joins me online. Peter, how are you?
Good, Neil. How are you going?
Yeah, good. Congrats on the album. Been out a few weeks now. Launching it this weekend at Wesleyan.
Yeah, Wesleyan from 3 to 6 this Saturday. So we've got Victor Strange is doing a support for us first up, and then we'll hit the stage not long after him. So really looking forward to it. It's pretty well sold out just about. There's a few tickets left, but not many. But yeah, so if anyone wants to come along, now's the time. Get online and sort it out.
Okay, now, interestingly, of course, the album that we're talking about has come out under your name, but you mentioned we. So you've got a little combo with you on Saturday?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've got my band together, which is some guys I've known for a long time, and I love them all. The bass player Lisa Mio and Joe George on keyboard and Paul Boyle on drums. I've known Paul since I was a little kid, so we go back a long way. But yeah, it's a really good, just a 4-piece. Just want to keep it simple and just reproduce what's on the record as best we can, which it's sounding pretty good at rehearsal, so pretty happy.
Now, Peter, let's rewind. With the greatest of respect, your name may not be a household name to a lot of people, but of course you've had a very lengthy career sort of in and out of the music scene. You were in a band called The Wish many, many years ago. Some people may remember you were quite successful with that band. The last sort of 15 years have you been sort of assembling your own studio, because this was recorded in your own studio, and kind of beavering away working on your own songs leading up to this album?
It's probably a good way to put it, actually, just beavering along, because it's in a dugout under the house, my studio, and I love being down here. I'm down here for hours at a time just working on stuff. But so yeah, the last few years it's just been like songwriting. I just wanted to get back after the Wish, the success of that. There was a fair bit of airplay around the country with all that stuff that I was doing at the time, but after that I just really wanted to sort of hone in more songwriting by myself rather than I was doing collaborative sort of songwriting back then. But so I've just crafted myself into doing that and got better at producing with all my gear here, learned how to run the studio. It's kind of self-taught in a lot of ways with all of it, and and played everything on the album except the drums, with which I got Paul in to play. But it was just a big learning curve for the last few years, and ended up with this album that we're all pretty happy with.
Well, indeed. There is a danger, of course, Peter, with having your own studio, in that you can, in some ways, spend too much time and overthink things in the studio and sort of suck the life out of songs, which you certainly haven't done on this record, but no doubt there is the temptation to keep sort of fiddling away.
Yeah, someone taps me on the shoulder and says, "Enough is enough. Like, that's good. Get out of there now." No, I'm not a perfectionist. I think, as in, I don't sort of get stuck with a track and just want to get it perfect and all that. I like when I record, say, a part, a guitar part, or anything. I'll generally the first take that you record on the thing is like a really good take, and you're best off sticking with it. So I tend to sort of move forward quickly on the tracks, to be honest. I don't get bogged down, and I do have the ability to let go, which is good. It's a good asset to have, I think. To not, like you say, you don't. Otherwise, you can get bogged down for years, really, like on stuff, and you never quite finish songs, and all that sort of thing tends to happen. But no, I'm sort of, because I'm not a perfectionist, I'm pretty good at letting go. And yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess the track that we've been playing, which is a great radio track over the last month or so, I Got Lucky, has kind of got that sort of Tom Petty feel about it, in that it's you never felt with Tom Petty that things were overproduced, even though they were masterful songwriters and players, but it still had a kind of a rawness to it, as opposed to, I suppose, going to the other end of the spectrum, a Steely Dan album, which is polished to an nth degree. Yeah,
look, and thanks heaps for getting behind us with our single, I Got Lucky, I Got You. Really appreciate all that, so thank you.
Pleasure.
And I really get where you're coming from with the concept between Steely Dan and Tom Petty, because Tom Petty's just more organic and rough around the edges, which is perfect. That's where I see it. That's how I sort of play live. Like when we play this Saturday, it's not going to be exactly like the record. You just get up there and just have fun. So, yeah, I totally get that. And the Steely Dan it's really polished and, perfect. And I'm not perfect. Knows my music.
Well, I saw Michael Matthews, who's sort of been looking after you, kindly sent me a video yesterday, which was great. You being interviewed by Australian Music Magazine, I think it's called, online, and you were sitting in your studio. Nice looking studio, Peter. But are you a sort of a real kind of gear? Like, are you obsessed by guitars and more guitars, or are you quite happy with a few and the gear you've got?
Well, money's the problem here.
Yes.
I'd have 20 guitars if I could, but I've got like a few guitars, but I've got one main Fender Strat that I use and recorded on the album with, and that I love, and it's I play it when I play live and just really enjoy it. And you have your spare guitars, of course, but so yeah, and I'm not a real gear nut. Like I'm really just like in these last few years, I've just learned my craft as I've gone along, and my studio probably needs updating for sure. But maybe one day I will update it. But we're sort of getting decent sounds out of it at the minute, and I recorded all the drums in here, and just running sort of two microphones over the drum kit to back into the little box that I use to record into the computer, and so it's been good because we've got like a vintage sound by having limited technology in reality. So just a couple of mics around the place, and that's about it. And using valve amps and micing things up properly, and so it's been that sort of a road through here, and so it's been good.
So Peter, let's Saturday afternoon, as we said, Wesleyan, 3 till 6.
Yep.
No doubt CDs on sale. Have you done vinyl for this album as well?
No, we haven't done vinyl. We've got just CD. We'll have some CDs actually at the gig, but you can also, for people that don't get to make it to the gig, we've got CDs available on Bandcamp, so you can go on and purchase hard copies. And it's also obviously on all the digital platforms,
your
Spotify's and all that sort of thing. But if you could get a hard copy, that'd be great. But I would love to do some vinyl, but just maybe we'll get there.
I'm speaking to Peter Freebairn about the new album Silhouettes and Cigarettes, and as you've just heard, Peter's playing at Wesleyan on Saturday. Peter, where to from here now the album is out? We're going to see you playing live around town a bit more consistently now?
Absolutely, yeah. The band's rehearsed up now, so we're going to we'll get through the gig at the Wesleyan on Saturday, and then just start sort of trying to hone in some other shows for the rest of the year, and they'll all be up on our socials of where and when and all that sort of stuff. So we've got a pretty good social sort of network of things, where we're at and what we're doing, and keeping things posted. So it's sort of easy to follow us to see where we're going to be and what we're going to be doing. So yeah.
Now the album is a very nice tight collection of 8 songs, but I guess when you go out live, there's probably a few more tunes thrown in as well. So are you sort of constantly in the studio recording and writing? Yeah,
I am. I am, except probably the last couple of months I've actually just been playing more than writing, like as in on the neck of the guitar, as you say, just like practice and just keeping my chops up for the live shows and things. But so we're back into the songwriting. But for the gig, we've got a bit of a back catalogue of stuff anyway. There's some stuff that I've done with these other guys in a previous band called Radio Vertigo, and there's some good sort of pub, sort of rock sort of songs, and so that'll be incorporated into the set. And there's an EP that I had out before this, which had some sort of laid back sort of ballad type tracks as well, I suppose. So it's going to be a bit of a mix on Saturday, but that's what I'm looking forward to. It's going to the set list will kind of trough and come up and sort of rock out at the end and just sort of punch through that way, I guess. So it'll be interesting.
Indeed. Well, of course, people can find out more at peterfreebairn.com. And of course, as you said, on all the sort of socials, or better still, go to the gig on Saturday, 3 till 6 at the Wesleyan. Peter, keep us posted on future gigs, and once again, congrats on the album. We should hear a couple of tracks. We are going to hear You and I Got Lucky, I Got You, from the album Silhouettes and Cigarettes. Have a great gig on Saturday, Peter.
Thanks, and thanks for your support and your time too, Neil. Really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see a few people on Saturday.
Indeed. Thanks, mate. Good on you. Cheers.
See you. Bye. Bye.
Lonely day, you got me blind, going nowhere it seems at the speed of light. But I know one thing that feels right. If I fall from grace, if the nights get hard to face, you and I, just a beautiful mystery. We could try, we'll never find a better way. So please to meet you, I'd need you anywhere. And we do what our hearts say, yeah. Now all our lives we will be fine, 'cause I love you, girl. Yeah, I love you, girl. And all the world can watch us shine, 'cause I need your love. I believe in love. You and I, just a beautiful mystery. We could try, we'll never find a better way. So please to meet you, I need you anywhere. And we do what our hearts say, yeah. Yeah, yeah, you and I, just a beautiful mystery. You and I, going all the way. So please to meet you, I'd need you anywhere. Just you and me, yeah. Just you.